Hello, hello. Welcome to the PG-ish podcast. I'm Erin, a corporate marketing manager by day, podcast host by night, and single mom to 2 young daughters 24/7. In short, PG-ish parenting is the cliff notes to personal growth as a parent. Since those kiddos are always watching and learning from the adults in their life, like you, PG-ish is parenting guidance-ish to support a life worthy of imitating. Welcome and enjoy. Now that it's December, you may be looking for some special gifts for the holidays, especially if you opted out of Black Friday. For someone like you who navigates the hustle with grace, at least most of the time, I've selected some gifts that help me and my family fit in a little bit of fun, comfort, and health into our lives, and I know they'll do the same for you. Whether you're treating yourself or finding the perfect gift for friends and family, these selected items will infuse a dose of delight in this wonderful, albeit occasionally chaotic time of year. Check out our 2023 gift guide at pgishparenting.com/listen. You can also find a link in the show notes. But let's dive in. Now, I'm going to guess that you know that your community, the relationships that you maintain, are vital to your mental, emotional, and even your physical health. I mean, as a human, you have an inherent desire to connect with others. If that's news to you, check out episodes 11, 16, 120, and 225. I'm sure there's more, but that's a good place to start for more insight. However, today's episode gets to the point, and iconic couples therapist Esther Perel has 2 poignant things to say about relationships. 1, that the quality of your relationships determine the quality of your life. And 2, that your relationships are your story, and you should be encouraged to write well and edit often. As you likely know, relationships, however, can be complex. From navigating hard conversations, to the daily maintenance side of things, to working through milestones like babies, work woes, fatigue, sickness, you name it. Heck, even meeting people to expand your circle and ultimately build a relationship can be tricky. Yet at the end of the day, it's easy to take your relationships for granted as there are so many other things that vie for your attention. But it's time to look up from your phone and to show up better for each other. Not only for your family and friends, but to strangers as well. At the store, while out on a walk, or at your hotel over breakfast while on a work trip, talk to people. Talk to those strangers. Even if you just smile, you acknowledge them. Because in the end, you never know who you might meet and how your lives can intertwine. And if you need guidance with some questions on how to truly get to know someone, check out Esther's game, Where Should We Begin? Conversation cards for couples, friends, and coworkers. I have a link to that in the show notes. But all that being said, I'll let Esther take it from here.
Because I know that when we listen deeply to the experiences of other people, we often actually find ourselves standing in front of our own mirror. And we can see ourselves. And we can also get inspiration for the courageous conversations that we need to be having. I want you to reflect for a moment on some of these questions. How do you show up in your relationships? And how often do you avoid showing up with emojis? What are some of the things that you do to disconnect from others? When's the last time that you read a book or did a workshop or for that matter came to a talk like this one in order to learn to become a better partner or a better lover? Is there someone that you would need to call at this moment, to whom you owe some apology, or to whom you simply owe a checking in? How are you? We are at South by, and you are all creatives and innovators. Many of you are part of the architecture that is aiming to redesign just about every part of our lives. But recently, when I went to one of these big tech conferences, they did a series of moonshots. The future of food, the future of fashion, the future of transportation, of education, of cybersecurity, you name it. 10. None of them on the future of relationships. How can that be? It's almost irresponsible, especially when we know that the quality of our relationships is what determines the quality of our lives. I want you to bring relationships to the heart of your occupations and preoccupations, to bring it back, to have its centrality acknowledged, so that loneliness isn't just something that hides in plain sight. And in this week that you are here, when you see somebody standing alone, talk to strangers. Touch them, ask them, look at them, just check in with them. And if you're here because somebody made it possible for you to be here, be it from work or from home, call them. Call them and thank them for making it possible for you to be here because they're manning the home front or the front, whichever. Don't just say, I'm sorry for not being there, because if you're sorry for not being there, it's more about how important you are. You get that? But if you actually say thank you and you show appreciation for what they do that allows you to do what you do, then you enter into the fundamental understanding that relationships are complex systems that are made up of interdependent parts. You can be here because somebody is there. And in the course of this week, maybe one time, instead of sending a text, call. And maybe one time when you go and you have a meal with somebody, you leave your phone in your pocket. And don't just walk with it to the bathroom to do all the things. Huh? You get what I'm saying. Relationships, people, they are your story. Write well and edit often.
Relationships are a complex dance, that's for sure. As much as I love a good dance party for one in my living room, they're a lot more fun when others are involved. In fact, we need others to survive. When we authentically show up, we allow space for others to show up. Like many things, it can be easy to fall back into bad habits and patterns. Today, I challenge you to be brave and try something new. Talk to a stranger. Express some extra gratitude. Ask a challenging question. You're painting the picture of what relationships look like for your kiddo. It's not going to be perfect. But if you don't paint it for them, society will. So what do you want your relationships to look like? Go be that person. You can listen to the full South by Southwest talk on YouTube called Modern Love and Relationships, or you can learn more about Esther at estherperel.com. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you tuning in today. If you found value in this episode, please share it with your friends and family, or leave a review on Apple Podcasts to help others find the show. Be sure to also head over to pgishparenting.com to find other parenting resources and all other episodes and show notes. All right, my friend, see you next time.